In today's video, we're going to be talking all about this full moon in Aries that we're having on October 9th, 2022. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new, make sure that you subscribe, that way you'll never miss out on another full moon or new moon video, and I have a bunch of other fun stuff on my channel going on. I have a whole entire chakra series where you can use bay leaves to kind of help out chakras that you might be weak in or you want to enhance and accentuate. So make sure you check that out. I have 3 videos left to upload in that series. So make sure you're tuned in, turn your notifications on so you always get notified. But with that being said, let's get into this October 9th, 2022 full moon. It's in Aries, so there's a lot of things that we're going to be talking about today. I have my notes here so that I remember to tell you everything. Again, I don't know which subscriber it was, but there was a subscriber that told me, like, sometimes I would be like, I'm very forgetful and like, I have a hard time remembering things, so then I write my notes down, and they were like, you teach us not to affirm negative things. And so that to me was really eye-opening. So now I never say that, right? Words are very powerful. So I never say that. I wrote things down so I could tell you all the information that I need to tell you. So this full moon in Aries, we're just going to jump right in. I have 5 things that I want to talk to you guys about. The first thing is, this is a really, really good time to get things done. Aries is very fast moving. It's ruled by Mars. So it's very fiery and it gets things done. So around this time, a lot of you guys are going to feel extra passionate about the things that you need to get done. Maybe things that you were probably procrastinating. Now you just like, no, let me take care of it. Let me get it done. Let me just handle it. And then I'm going to go do something fun, But there's another message that says, do not rush into anything. Aries is ruled by Mars, and we're having a full moon. So the full moon kind of like lights things up. The full moon accentuates and just gives more energy and power to whatever sign it's in. And right now, it's in Aries. Very fiery, very passionate, very go-getter type of an attitude. So you're going to want to do those things, like when it comes to your business or your relationship or your house or whatever it is that you're trying to get done, maybe that you've been procrastinating. This is the time where you're just going to be like, I don't want to wait anymore. Don't rush into anything, but also make sure you get it done, if that makes sense. Don't rush to get it done, but make sure you do get it done around this Aries full moon. Another thing is, right now with this Aries full moon, it's a very good time to start things. Don't rush into it, but start things. And also, you're going to have a lot of pull around this time. Aries is very powerful in making and persuading people to believe them. Aries is very powerful in persuading people to follow them. So you have a lot of pull right now with this full moon phase. So what I want you to do is wear more red colors. When you want more people to agree with you, want to persuade more people, you want to have influence over more people, wear red colors around this time. And especially if you have interviews or a date night or an important meeting or anything like that, or you're influencing, wear red. Okay, this is going to be a very, very powerful thing for you to do. Now, let's get into the second thing. The second thing is, do not be pushy around this full moon in Aries time. Don't be pushy, because people will not react to being pushy very well. Around this Aries full moon, Aries is an energy that doesn't like to be pushed around, doesn't like to be restricted, doesn't like to be told what to do. And so whether somebody else is pushing those kinds of energies onto you or you're pushing it onto somebody else, it's not going to work around this time. So no one wants anyone else to tell them what to do. And another thing that I wrote down here is, nobody owes explanations to anybody else. Nobody owes anything anybody else, especially around this Aries. Aries is so much about your empowerment and you moving forward. So you don't owe people an explanation or reasoning behind your actions. And also the same goes for other people. They don't owe you explanation. They don't owe you reason behind the actions that they take. So this is a very conflicting thing, because sometimes we're like, well, why did you do that? Why didn't you explain it to me? Blah, blah, blah. But this is a time where those energies are going to clash. So it's not like, don't be so aggressive or pushy when you conversate with somebody else about maybe a decision they made. And the same thing goes for you. If you made a decision or a choice to do something and somebody else is being really pushy with you, asking for answers, what are you doing? Why did you do that? You're not going to react well to that. So I did want to say the reaction part of that whole thing. Don't be aggressive, because that can cause even more colliding and clashing. Okay, so the next thing that I wrote here is masculine energy right now is going to be very dominant, fiery, passionate, just aggressive energy is going to be very dominant. So don't be aggressive with your opinions when you're expressing them. And then if somebody else is being aggressive with their opinions and they're pushing it on you, just realize it's probably because Aries right now is so in the air and the full moon is lighting it up. And so this energy might be around right now. But try to not react in an aggressive way with any situation right now. And don't allow others to bully you with their strong opinions. And also don't bully other people with your strong opinions right now. But if you do need to get a point across, like we talked about in number 1, cinnamon with a red candle, or wear red colors like we talked about, and use red crystals, garnet, carnelian, red coral. These are really, really good crystals to work with around this time. Another thing I wanted to talk about is weapons. If you have a gun with a gun license, or if you have a sword or a dagger or a knife or like a weapon of some sort, this is the time to kind of put it out underneath this full moon, to charge it with that Aries energy. It's very beautiful, and Aries is so much about weapons and, sharp tools and things like that. So charge all of those underneath this Aries full moon. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about, number 3, is a lot of you are going to find out that you want a little bit more control around your choices and your decisions around this full moon. Aries brings that out in a lot of people. You just want to have control over your own choices and decisions. Now, others telling you otherwise, it's going to agitate you. It might piss you off. It might get you irritated. But again, react accordingly. Don't react so aggressively. And also, if other people are pushing their opinions onto you, just make sure that you don't have to react aggressively. Okay, that's a big thing around this full moon. If you need to calm this fiery energy down in your life, too much Aries, people telling you what to do, or you find yourself kind of just always telling people what to do, I want you to work with lavender and blue candles and blue colors to calm down that fiery Aries energy. So remember that. And be careful with fire is another thing that I wanted to talk about. Be careful with fire, both metaphorically and literally. Metaphorically, again, it's like the aggression thing. Don't be so aggressive, and don't allow others to be so aggressive with you. That's metaphorically, but literally too is if you leave a candle lit, make sure that you pay attention to it. Fire is going to be a big thing right now, so make sure you pay attention to the things that you light, like incense, candles, your stove, and stuff like that. Make sure it's closed and off before you go to sleep, stuff like that. Okay, now let's get into number 4. The 4th thing I wanted to talk about is a lot of you are just going to get straight to the point. And I feel like this video is going really, really fast, straight to the point, and that's Aries energy. You just kind of don't want to beat around the bush anymore. You just, whatever you need to say, you're going to say it, not aggressively, but you just want to get it out. You just want to say it, right? Say what you mean. And 2 things around this Aries full moon that are going to be very, very powerful and work in your favor is making eye contact with people when you talk to them. It's going to be very strong right now. Eye contact is a very big thing around Aries full moon. And smile. It's such a fiery, aggressive, passionate time right now. Mars, okay, Mars rules Aries, and Aries is so strong. And Aries is like a bold leader, warrior, soldier, just like leadership, taking action, not waiting for anybody, not listening to anybody. Just go with what your heart is telling you. Go with where your fire is leading you. So that's kind of the energy that's going to go on right now. And so you're not beating around the bush. You say what you mean, and you just want to also put in a smile here and there so you're not so aggressive. So make sure you make eye contact and smile throughout this whole full moon in Aries. Now the fifth and last thing I want to talk about is something I talk about in each and every single new moon and full moon video, and it's about a part of our body that can get affected, a part of our body that may become a little bit more sensitive because this full moon is so dominant around this time. Full moon in Aries. Now, lots of adrenaline, okay? A lot of people are going to get lots of adrenaline. Things will pump you up. Things are going to get you really fired up and excited or irritated. Like, it's very just passionate feeling, whether it's a negative passionate feeling or a positive passionate feeling. And some other things that I wrote down here is to eat more tomatoes, eat more red beans, drink more milk, and work with pumpkin more around this full moon time. These things will favor you because they correspond with Aries energy, and the full moon is in Aries, so it's going to be perfect. You can use these in spells, in cooking, in burning in candles. Put it in a mojo bag, put it under your mattress, under your pillow, on your altar. Use them as offerings. So you can do things like that. Another thing is to work with red candles like we talked about. Cinnamon. Cinnamon helps things get moving faster. And with cinnamon and Aries being ruled with Mars, it's so red and fiery, and just something will happen really, really quickly. And I'm going to have some spells on Patreon of how to work with this full moon in Aries, ruled by fiery Mars, to get things moving a little bit faster. That's going to be a really, really fun spell. If you guys are interested, head over to Patreon. And then another thing is to work with garnet crystals, carnelian crystals like we talked about, red coral, and cinnamon oil, red tea, like we said, tomatoes, apples, red apples, and your crown chakra. This up here, and your third eye chakra. A lot of energy will be up here. So there's going to be a lot of thoughts, a lot of chaotic thoughts for some of you, a lot of ideas for some of you. So what you want to do is sometimes if you feel like your brain is just not going to sleep, you want to ground yourself. So step out into nature, spend some time in nature, really help your energy from all the way up here to kind of bringing it, normalizing it through all your chakras. So all the energy is not in just these two chakras. So you're just like constantly like a chicken with their head cut off, right? So yeah, that is going to be the reading for this full moon in Aries. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you head over to Patreon. I'm also going to be having a Diwali ritual, a group ritual for anybody that wants to participate and book their spot in my ritual. That's going to be done on October either 24th or 25th, and that is Diwali. It is the celebration of lights. It's a celebration of where Lord Rama comes home after being exiled for 14 years. It's a celebration of Lakshmi and her birthday. It's a very beautiful day with a lot of auspicious meaning. So of course, every year I do something for myself and my home and my own family and stuff. But this year I wanted to open it up to you guys. So if you guys are interested, head over to my Etsy shop. Very soon I should have the listing up there where you can participate in the spell too and have your name in our spell. But with all of that being said, I'm so happy that you guys are here and you guys are supporting me here on Patreon, on OnlyFans, on YouTube, on my Etsy shop. I appreciate all of you guys, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon.